Good day, everybody. It's Greg Schnell, and I am here with your Daily 5. So the first one I want to talk about is Coinbase. And again, we just come off a big 20% pull down in the NASDAQ. Lots of the stocks in there are down 50%. Many people will be buying the new high breakouts, and there's some nice names there. I wanted to try and present some of the cases for some of the good names or big names that have sold off. But probably still offer a reasonable upside. So I'm going to go through some of those types of stocks here. So all 5 of these are dumpster dives, and perhaps that's not your style. Cool. For those that might like to find something down around a little bit of a base and then hopefully catch some upside on it, this would be the next 10 minutes would be for your type of trading. Anyway, here we go. So I've got a big momentum downtrend that's been going on for almost, 3 months, let's call it. Made its high in November at 360, bottomed out at 160, so over 50% off. It's made a little $40 base here. It's amazing how much that is on this little chart, but the numbers are going up by $20 an increment, so that's a lot. Anyway, from this name, I kind of like a couple of things. I like the volume exhaustion showing up here. You can see it in the Zoom panel. Roughly 25 million shares traded in 2 days, kind of marking the low. Came down, retested the low, and took off to the upside. So I like the fact that it got tested and took off on higher volume. With a high volume washout. So that's pretty good. That was the highest volume basically since the top. So as it comes down here, I think there's lots of potential. And again, if we're going to get a big NASDAQ rally, I would expect Bitcoin and the cryptos to do well. They seem to be a risk on or risk off trade. And if they're going to rally, then you've got an opportunity to catch some upside here. So I like this trade. I like it above 200, and then if it took off to the upside, but I'd want to keep a stop. I don't want it to get back in, lower than the middle of this zone in here. So I'd be looking to try and buy it in around here, and my stop would be relatively tight to make sure that it didn't get away on me. Now, the momentum trend is downtrending, and one thing I like in particular here is the big pocket followed by a little pocket. That seems like a washout sell to me, and now we get a nice move higher. So those are the key things for me. I would have liked this momentum to actually be improving a little bit more. This is a 50-day, 100-day MACD, but anyway, it's not. I do like this particular setup on the PPO. That's what interests me the most on this chart. Looking at DraftKings, DraftKings has something going for it that I really, really like, and that is that right after this big low, we got a hammer candle, and then we shot up, and we had massive volume. So there's some interested buyers showing up for work here. We're trading in around, let's say, 20 to 25 million shares a day for the last week. There's obviously a lot of price action. You look back through here, there's not that much price action going on, so this is kind of unique. I do like that same PPO momentum trend I showed on Coinbase, actually just barely breaking out to the high. It's a little hard to see with this thick black line, but it's just pushing above. And if you look at this really short-term PPO momentum indicator, what you see is it hadn't been able to develop momentum above zero going all the way back until September. That's now clearly breaking out. So to me, there's a big momentum shift going on here. We had washout volume. We've got lots of buyers stepping up to pick up shares here. Momentum is almost flipping positive on this MACD. That really looks solid to me. So I like the way this chart is shaping up. And again, I'm looking for a big, this is significantly sold off. It was a $65 stock down to $17.50. We're buying it in the bottom $5 here. So that's kind of nice. I wouldn't want to get it back under, let's say $22 or something like that. I'm going to try and hold it in here and get a lift out of this zone. So that would be my expectation. Twilio. So another big stock, this one was $400 back in July, got down to $180, so 50% off. And then what you see here is a lot of pushing up. Now this stock trades a lot of volume all the time. I would have liked to have seen a bit more of a volume spike here, but I do like the fact that On the actual low here, this momentum low came down and started to bounce up here, and there was almost 5 million shares traded. And then throughout the last week or so, it's been pretty solid, and that compares much better than it did in, say, December or even back in October, September. So I like the robust volume starting to show up here. I've got a PPO buy signal. I've got that same situation where this short-term momentum PPO couldn't get above, just maybe 1 or something. But basically, there was only one run up above it, and that was a short-lived 5-day rally. After a 50% pullback, I'm looking for a big run up on this name. And I've got a PPO cross to start with. Again, we're dumpster diving here, so if that's not your style of trade, I get it. And then, I'd like it to hold up just above the highs in here, maybe 190, 195, somewhere in there. Using that to say I'm wrong right now, and I'd have to wait and let somebody else own it for a bit. But the whole idea here is to try and catch it. I will say a lot of these stocks I'm pointing to have been stuck under their 20-day EMA, and if you could get back above that, that would be definitely helpful. My fourth stock is Lightspeed, and Lightspeed was up around $130, got down to $30. I don't know about you, but that's more than a sale. That's a bit of a haircut. It really got damaged, and so you can see since it had this gap down in November, quite frankly, nobody was in love with it, and it literally went from $100 to $30 in 2 or 3 months. Now, this was a big favorite all of last year, or most of last year until then. We have the same thing. This short-term PPO had no momentum. Now it's soaring way up here above 5%, signaling to me that perhaps the selling is finally done. Momentum downtrend is over. We're making a higher low here. And on this MACD 5100 period, it's actually starting to turn positive. So I like that as well. So getting up in this positive area, you can see that's when the uptrend was going on. When it was stuck under zero, it was downtrending. Now we're flipping that over. So I like that. I like the volume that's starting to show up lately. A couple of days up here around the 2 million in the last 2 weeks. So that looks pretty good to me. All in all, I think it's a nice chart if you're looking for something that is sold off hard that could have a bounce back rally. I picked CleanSpark. There's lots more, Palantir and Shopify, and you could go through a long list of big names that have really been washed out. But we're going to go with CleanSpark here. What I like is the downtrend's very pronounced, and we finally broken that. We had trouble getting just above even this pink line, which is the 8-day EMA, exponential moving average, and we finally broke through to the upside for the first time. The momentum downtrend was for 3 months off the highs. Again, this was a $23, $24 stock, got down to $5. That sounds like 80% off, a bit of a haircut. So anyway, trading in this 5, 6, 7 range. It's just starting to break out above the consolidation zone. Pretty much the nicest breakout since this whole downtrend started. So I like this chart for trying to turn up. And again, we see that same behavior in this short cycle PPO where, all through the downtrend, it couldn't get above that. And now all of a sudden we're getting a breakout to new 3-month highs. So that looks pretty sweet for me. Okay, if you're interested in more of the work we do over at gregschnell.com, you can head over there. My strength index is currently at 21%. That basically tells us the health of the market. And as it's trying to bottom out and turn back higher, we like to pick it up as it starts to move. So more information about that on the site. If you're interested, head over to gregschnell.com. There's lots of information there. With that, thanks for watching. Wishing you a much better February than January. January was a hard month for most people to trade, so good luck and stay healthy. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, Dave Keller here with StockCharts.com. Thanks so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, and we hope you did, hit the like button right below. Also, we have so much new content every day. Consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the video or right below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day.